After failing to get an 87% rate rise approved this year, North Sydney Council is scrambling to find ways to raise revenue, including plans to bring back a rate rise proposal next year and charge private schools council rates. Let's take a look at these new plans. Earlier this year, North Sydney Council failed to get their 87% rate rise approved by the New South Wales Independent Pricing and Regulatory Tribunal. Prior to their submission, there was huge community outrage about the rate rise, including a record attendance at a council meeting and 90% of submissions to IPART opposing the proposal. Now, North Sydney Council is laying the groundwork to have yet another go at a rate rise. Council plans a two-stage community engagement campaign that is explicitly designed to satisfy the requirements of the New South Wales Independent Pricing and Regulatory Tribunal for approving a special rate variation. Titled North Sydney Towards a Sustainable Future, the initiative follows Council's acknowledgement in its 2025-26 operational plan that its financial sustainability is at risk, citing concerns over its capacity to maintain current service levels and renew ageing infrastructure. The community engagement approach is structured to align with IPART's 6 assessment criteria for SRV applications. These require councils to 1. Demonstrate that the need and purpose of a different rate path is clearly articulated in integrated planning and reporting documents. 2. Show evidence that the community is aware of the need for and the extent of the rate rise. 3. Show that the impact of the affected ratepayers is reasonable. 4. Exhibit, approve, and adopt the relevant IP&R documents. 5. Explain and quantify productivity improvements and cost containment strategies. 6. Address any other matter considered relevant by IPART. In North Sydney Council's failed 2025 SRV application, only 2 out of the 6 criteria were met, not including criteria number 2. The first phase of the engagement campaign will run from the 1st to the 29th of August and include public and demographically targeted surveys exploring expectations around service levels, infrastructure conditions, and ratepayers' willingness to fund them. The risk of failing to meet IPART's engagement standards is explicitly acknowledged but rated low due to the design of the campaign. Council previously failed to gain IPART approval for the rate variation amid questions about the clarity of the purpose and community backing. In addition to a reinvigorated rate rise, Council is hoping to charge private schools council rates. North Sydney Mayor Zoë Baker will ask councillors to formally support 2 initiatives aimed at securing contributions from private schools and educational institutions that are currently exempt from paying council rates, potentially worth more than $1 million annually. The mayoral minute to be considered at next week's council meeting calls on the New South Wales government to act on the recommendations of a recent upper house inquiry into local government funding, including a full review of rate exemptions under the Local Government Act of 1993. Baker is also seeking amendments to the Education Act of 1990 to explicitly permit rate-exempt educational institutions to make voluntary cash or in-kind payments to councils without risking the loss of state or federal funding. The proposal follows a 2024 council resolution that endorsed an outreach campaign inviting private schools and Australian Catholic University to voluntarily contribute to the upkeep of local infrastructure. At the time, Baker highlighted that such institutions own 152,566 square metres of land in the local government area, which, if rated at business rates, would yield more than $1 million in additional annual revenue. However, in correspondence since received, 6 schools including Redlands, Shaw, St Aloysius College and Winona cited legal restrictions under S83C of the New South Wales Education Act and the Australian Education Regulations as preventing them from making any such contribution. The schools argue that any payment not strictly tied to school operations could result in the loss of government financial assistance. In parallel, Baker is also seeking endorsement to refresh the Memorandum of Understanding with Australian Catholic University, which has a campus in North Sydney. So this leaves the question, do you support North Sydney Council's push to go again for another rate rise with a new strategy? And do you think it's fair to charge private schools council rates in North Sydney? Let us know in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and like this video for more North Sydney Sun content about everything going on the North Shore. Also, if you'd like a weekly newsletter, head to our website, northsydneysun.com.au, to stay in tune weekly with everything going on in our community. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.